It's a strange, almost surreal sight to visiting Westerners. Soviet punk rockers walking down Nevsky Prospect in Leningrad. When the punkers see a Western cameraman, they try to act American. These are members of what Soviet commentators have dubbed the Lost Generation. Cynical, disaffected youth who see no future for themselves in a Soviet Union falling apart. Some fear that this might be a glimpse of the anarchy that may lie ahead for the Soviet Union. But what they're finding would make a lot of Westerners cringe. Without a guiding ethic or ideology, the Soviet people have become willing consumers of anything and everything new, including a lot of Western junk culture. Heavy metal music is popular with many Soviet young people, and state television obliges with a daily diet of MTV-style rock videos. Hardcore pornography, non-existent before perestroika, represents more than a novelty to curious Soviet men. The Soviet Union is undergoing its own sexual revolution. Different surveys have shown the typical Soviet woman has between 6 and 13 abortions during her lifetime, usually without anesthesia. Homosexuality, while still on the books as a crime, is more openly displayed. Still pervasive in Soviet life is alcoholism. Any day the weather's nice, you'll find long lines of people buying vodka at state shops. There are at least 25 million alcoholics in the Soviet Union, although those familiar with this nation's drinking habits suggest that figure is probably low. As they come to terms with their nation's dark and bloody history, a good many Soviets are repudiating it altogether. Here at the gates of the Winter Palace in Leningrad, young men wear the uniform of the old Tsarist army and sing the same camp songs as those sung by the White Russian forces who battled the communists in 1917. It is an astonishing sight in what was once a tightly controlled police state. With the very basis for its existence, communism, now discredited, the Soviet Union is in the grips of a profound spiritual crisis. For proof, one need look no further than the nation's youth. When we talked to some of them about their country and communism, what they expressed was a complete lack of faith.
There's no need in communism now for us, because for 70 years we could see what it has done for us, what communists have done for us.
I can't see the results. Only one result, it's getting worse and worse. The life getting worse and worse.
In Leningrad, our CBN News camera captured this woman apparently trying to drag her son away from a punk gang he had been hanging around. It is a metaphorical image of a country that seems to have lost control of its young. There are shortages of almost everything in the Soviet Union, but one commodity not in short supply is hatred, bottled up for 70 years and uncorked by Mikhail Gorbachev's policies of glasnost and perestroika.
Practically everybody hates everybody else. And they have a lot of national tension. The ethnic groups are against each other. Armenians hate Azerbaijanis, Azerbaijanis Armenians, Armenians hate Georgians. Everybody as usual hates the Jews.
On the streets of Moscow or Leningrad, it's not unusual to see discussions on national issues turn into heated arguments. Our attempt at a group interview with people in Moscow's subway system almost ended in a melee when two men, one of them spouting racist and anti-Semitic slurs, started swinging at each other. The men were hauled away by police. The intense hatred between different groups is one of the most dangerous developments in this unraveling empire. And some fear it could be the fuse which sets off a conflagration. The Soviet Union is faced with a myriad of problems which together threaten to tear it apart. What lies ahead? Eventual stability and democracy, or anarchy and military rule? In Russia's past, revolutions have started over less. But as one Soviet said, it's hard to predict the future in a country with an unpredictable past. The Soviet Union began in 1917 as communism's grand experiment. The dream was a socialist utopia. But what communism has wrought in this land looks today more like a socialist nightmare.